Want to get creeped out? Let's talk about the haunted rooms of Loftus Hall, which also is going to lead me to a story about a haunted doll at a thrift store that I literally could not take home because it made me so sick to my stomach. Loftus Hall is located in Wexford, Ireland. It was originally built in 1350 and then rebuilt in the 1870s. This place is famous for its Anne Tottenham legend. What is the Anne Tottenham legend? Well, it was a regular evening when a mysterious man knocked on the door of Loftus Hall. He arrived during a storm and claimed he was a shipwreck survivor and asked if he could stay with the Tottenham family. They agreed. That evening, they all played a card game. During the card game, Anne dropped a card. When she bent down to pick up the card, she noticed that this mysterious man had cloven hooves instead of feet. He realized that she witnessed this, and he allegedly burst into flames and vanished through the ceiling, leaving a hole. Do you think insurance covers that? I don't think so. I don't think they even had insurance back then, but still. Could you imagine? I used to be an insurance broker for like 10 years. Hi, the devil came to my house and burst into flames and shot through the ceiling, and now there's a hole. Also, if that story sounds familiar to you, it's because it is familiar. We'll talk about Montpelier Hill in a second. Now, here's some of the paranormal activity that people have experienced while visiting Loftus Hall. Feeling chills or feeling pressure on them when sitting in some rooms, which I don't like the pressure thing. That's kind of creepy. Feeling sudden nausea, dizziness, or emotional overwhelm. I had this happen to me one time when I went to a haunted location where I started bawling and having a panic attack. And I was like, oh, that's what they mean about this happening. Like, it's happening to me now. Also, I mean, I live my life kind of nauseous, to be honest, but I was at a thrift store recently and I asked the owner, because I always do this, do you have anything in here that you think is haunted? And he brought me to this doll. I'm going to show a picture of her, but if you don't want to look, you might not want to, okay? Anyway, this is her. When I tell you that I felt sick to my stomach, nauseous from just looking at her. I have never had that kind of reaction to anything haunted. And this was like literally like 2 weeks ago. And normally when a thrift shop owner is like, yeah, I do think something's haunted, and they don't bring me to like a fucking $1,000 antique desk that I can't afford. Normally, if it's something I can afford, I'm like, you're coming home with me. You're coming home with me. I couldn't bring her home. I had to walk away. I was like, you're right. There was something going on here. And it scared me. And I collect haunted dolls and I sell some because I have so many. And I was like, oh, maybe if like she's cool, she can hang out. Couldn't bring her home. Anyways, back to what people experience in Loftus Hall. People have the sensation like they're being watched or touched. And I've said this before, consent. Okay. I don't care if you're dead. Consent. You ask me permission before you touch me. Okay. I don't care if you're alive or if you're dead. Thank you. Regardless, they feel this, especially when sitting in chairs and especially in the tapestry room and the devil's room, the room where the devil shot up through the ceiling. Paranormal investigators have captured EMF spikes near some of the furniture in this room as well. Some guests say sitting in certain chairs would give them nightmares at night. Others reported seeing shadow figures appear in reflective surfaces behind them while they were seated in the devil's room. And a few visitors even stated that they felt like they were being held down in the chair, like they could not stand up, as if something was holding them in place. That is not a version of paranormal that I want to experience. Most of this paranormal activity is believed to be tied to Anne Tottenham, who allegedly fell into madness after this encounter with the man with the cloven hooves for feet. She said to haunt the house. Here's some things you might not have known about this one. Like I said, this mysterious guest vanished through the ceiling in a ball of flames. The damaged section remains distinctly mismatched, sparking ongoing speculation that this really happened. Also, this is sad. During renovations, workers found the remains of an infant bone stuffed into the wall, which is it's just really sad and messed up, and I don't like that, obviously. Loftus Hall wound up being a convent for a while, and then a school, and later a hotel hosting ghost hunts. Now, like I said, if the devil at the card game story sounded familiar to you, then you might have heard it because the same thing happened at Montpelier Hill during a card game held by the real Hellfire Club. Not kids playing D&D on Stranger Things. Fucking love Stranger Things and D&D though. I'm a nerd. This event that happened at Montpelier Hill in Ireland happened during a meeting of the infamous Hellfire Club. And this is the real Hellfire Club. And by the way, the real Hellfire Club was said to do some really messed up stuff, including like unaliving people, sacrificing animals, like all this crazy shit. Anyways, one night they're having a little club hangout at Montpelier Hill when a mysterious stranger shows up to play a card game with him. One of the players drops a card, goes to pick it up, and notices that this mysterious stranger has cloven hooves for feet. The mysterious stranger winds up vanishing in a ball of flames and leaving behind the smell of sulfur. Sounds very familiar. In both of these stories, we have the devil, maybe, showing up in disguise, being discovered during a social gathering, and leaving in fire or smoke, marking his presence, like a dog. So, were both of these locations visited by the same entity, or is this an archetype tied to Christian morality, sharing tales about gambling, warning you not to gamble, be prideful, or welcome strangers? Honestly, if I saw a person who had cloven hooves for feet, I don't think my initial reaction would be devil. I think I would immediately be thinking the Fae. However, Slewfoot. Have you read it? Masterpiece. These stories remind me of Slewfoot. Anyways, that's it for this one. See you next time.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy stories like this, please like, subscribe, and click the notification button to be notified when a new video is posted.